All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Thursday, April 17th, set by Carpathian. But first, let's do our cryptic clue of the day. Reference setter rejected. This might help to work it out. 6 letters. Reference setter rejected. This might help to work it out. I feel like I'm giving the tea time teaser on Countdown. So maybe pause and go make yourself some tea. Anyway, let's hit this crossword. Okay. Heaven is found in March. Heaven has 8 letters, but I don't think found. Yeah, I mean, I'd love it to be paradise, 8-letter word for heaven. But how is that found in March? I don't know. There's the March family from Little Women. There's a John Philip Sousa type of march. Was there a Paradise March? No. How about pack carried drug to festival? Well, drug 9 times out of 10 seems to be E for ecstasy. Sometimes H for heroin. Although this being 8 letters might be a longer one. Pill or tab. And I think that's going to go inside a word for pack. And the whole thing will be a festival, but I don't see it. Reluctant to exert oneself, putting axis in place. Well, axis is often X or Y. I think we're going to put that in a word for place. Oh, I think it's actually Z, the Z axis. Oh, we don't get that very often, but if you're reluctant to exert yourself, you might be lazy. So to place something is to lay it. And we put the Z in that. All right, opening greeting by you and I. Oh, well, you and I would be us, I think. I think that's the most likely. I think it might be a word for opening, like event or something. And we're going to put a greeting. Oh, by, the little word by could be word placement, but it could also be times or X. No, greeting can often be hi. What else could you and I be? Oh, maybe we have to separate them. You could be the letter U. No. Out of date, book excited. Yeah, I think out of date might be the definition. Book can be B. We saw recently where it was OT or NT, I can't remember which, and I think there was some comment in 15 Square that it should really be books. But yeah, I think it might be B plus a word for excited. And that's going to mean out of date. No, well, let's carry on with the downs. Keep prisoner present. Now, there's a lot of words for a prisoner, a lag, or a con. Yeah, I do like, yes, con, I just thought makes a nice beginning to a word, nice prefix. And so that would be likely a word for to keep. And I thought of conserve. And if you present something, you might serve it. All right, sense clarity. Oh, that's a nice one. Double definition. But I don't get it. Oh, here I am. Pat returning say, grand to scoundrel. Well, pat returning surely is tap. And say could be EG. Oh, EG, and then grand could be G. Ah, yeah, so I was thinking about a scoundrel might be a bad egg. And so the pat, like a pat of butter or something, dollop could be a dab, and that returns. All right. Let's go back to the acrosses. Could be paradise. Anyway, Oscar for each adult musical drama. Well, Oscar is the letter O, excuse me, in the NATO alphabet. And then for each is per, and adult can be abbreviated to A, and so a musical drama is an opera. All right, deftly remove odd pieces of jambalaya, crawfish pie. Well, that's a very straightforward one. That's a Quiptic level clue, I think. If you literally remove the odd letters of jambalaya, you are left with ably, which would mean deftly. Finds extra strangely spellbound. All right, finds extra has 10 letters. If that is strangely or anagrammed, a word for spellbound, transfixed, of course. All right. I'm just thinking that now that I'm setting these cryptic clues of the day, there's probably a very up-to-date way of cluing transfixed, but I won't go there. All right, supports couples. Again, a double definition, I would think. Supports could be the verb, but it could also be the noun, things that support piers or beams. Couples, which could also be a verb, of course. No. Granny's distributed profits. All right, distributed is telling us to anagram grannies, and I think we have earnings. Yeah, two N's. Yeah, looks right. Driller of hollow is finally spent. Oh, hollow immediately makes me suspect we're going to empty out some word. But yeah, then I think it would be something like hollow driller. Driller of hollow. No, it might be a word for a hollow in a geographical sense. There are these little words. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking a driller. Ah, yeah, I was thinking who would drill things, and I was working towards and is being is, and then the final letter of spent being a T. Well, a dent could be a hollow, and that all gives us a dentist. The question mark indicating obviously a dentist is more than just a driller, but that is all right. Easy to read. Oh, I'm thinking legible. Stage direction involving one boy leaving initially. Well, let's put in our legible. I think the one is I, and the B is for boy, and leaving initially is the L. So the stage direction must be LEGE. I'm not sure if I've ever seen that one. I remember Exeunt from Shakespeare, but let me pause and look up leggy, leggy, leg. Oh, I'm very slow. Of course, it's not leg. It's a stage of a race. Could be a leg, like the Tour de France. Direction is east, and they go either side of the IBL. All right. Complete halt for period in US. Yeah, I think it might be the name for a period, like some Americanism for a time period or a Oh, it might be a period of US history. Complete could be stop or, and then, well, halt could be stop. Oh, a period. Oh my, again, just not very quick today. A period at the end of a sentence in the US would be a full. So complete is full and halt is stop. Ay, ay, ay. All right, limited penalty, limiting appeal. No, I don't get that. Favorite Prince quotation. That's a lovely clue. Favorite could be a pet, and then maybe a word for prince or the name of a prince, and then the whole thing is going to be a quotation. Oh, it could be a price quotation that you might get from a tradesman or somebody. No, I don't get it. Let me go back to the downs. Mollusk lifts cute, waving horns at first. All right, I think it's going to be a mollusk, and we're going to anagram lifts cute, which is 9 letters, and then horns at first is going to be an H. And I think the way it's phrased, the H must be at the end. What mollusk? Yeah, I'm not thinking of. Anyway, let's try the anagram helper and put in our lifts cute and H. Oh, a cuttlefish. Yeah. I don't think I would have ever thought of a cuttlefish, but there we go. Ridicule, it arises unexpectedly. I'm thinking, yeah, for ridicule, satirize, and it is an anagram of it arises. On fire and irate about women of letters. Yeah, I'm wondering if it is women of letters. Is there a separate, like there's the literati? I wonder if there's a feminine version. Although the way it's phrased, irate about, well, maybe we just reverse our anagram irate. Ooh, yeah, yes. Yes, I think actually it is lit arati. On fire, lit, arati, anagram of irate. And yeah, I think just literati could be men or women, and so sure, why not? All right, critics, pan nerd, clutching tool. I think it's going to be a tool. Yes, it's clutching, or a hidden clue within that ridiculous phrase at the beginning is a spanner. Displace, happy Aussie native over time. Displace could be unseat. Oh no, I think happy might be up. An Aussie native might be a kangaroo, or a roo for short, which goes over T for time and uproot. Rob's coat, another great clue. I think rob is going to be the verb to rob, and then it's also going to mean coat. No, I don't get it. Nail, conservative principle. Could it be a triple definition? Is there a There's some political humor there, conservative principle, but since I don't vote in British elections, it's not my place to say. Nail. Of course, conservative can be C. C followed by a three-letter principle that's going to mean nail, which could be the verb or the noun. All right. Oh, that was our favorite. Oh, no, yeah. So Prince, I forgot, can be abbreviated to P, and a quotation you make might be a reference, and your preference might be your favorite. Repress expression of surprise by king. I think it's going to mean repress, and I think we're going to put an expression of surprise beside king, which could be K or R. Yeah, I don't get it. Love unaltered in spring. Well, a spring must be an oasis. Love is O from tennis. As is means unaltered. Charms enclosed by hotel workers. Oh, well, I'm thinking enclosed, you might put on a letter ENC to indicate you've enclosed something. And then the hotel workers. Ooh, but I think the whole thing is hotel is H from the NATO alphabet, and the workers yet again are the ants, and charms might be enchants. All right. Okay, did a little better as I went along. How about my sense? Clarity. Let me pause and think about that one. Yeah, well, I was just thinking about the ending might be ITION, and then probably, well, somehow I thought of definition. The sense of a meaning of a word might be its definition, and clarity when you have clear definition, I suppose. All right, limited penalty, limiting. Oh, limited might be finite. Yes, and a fine is a penalty. Oh, and that limits or goes around it, which comes up a lot, it being sex appeal. All right, how about our supports couples? Something like brackets, tracks. No, yeah, if you rob somebody, you fleece them, and you can have a fleece coat. Okay, our repress expression of surprise by king. Well, I was paused there. I thought about core, and by K is cork. I suppose if you cork up a bottle, in some way you're repressing, I think metaphorically, put a cork in it. So I think this is C for conservative and a principle, and it's going to mean nail. To nail something, like just hit the bullseye, or principle. What's a principle? No, it's annoying. I've got all the bottom half done except that one. All right, let's go back. Here's the opening greeting by you and I. Yeah, could it end in US? What would the greeting be? Yeah, but I think there might be like a Latin word for an opening, maybe a medical term. Oh yeah, yeah, there's one four-letter one we had recently. But a greeting ending in T, or unless that's part of by. I don't think so. Out of date. Book. Yeah, I think it's going to end in ed, so I think it is going to be meaning out of date. Book, be, and then excited. Oh, elated, of course, and like out of date, birthday greetings, belated. All right. Yeah, this is looking more and more like paradise. Let me put that in and then see what it would do for the downs. Here's our pack carried drug to festival. What's another word for festival? Or is it pack? No, I think it's going to be a festival. But I don't see it. And then oh, yeah, I was just thinking about high again, and I thought of hiatus. And yeah, I think if something is located by another thing, it might be said to be at that thing. So an opening, as in a gap, I think is a hiatus. All right, supports. Yeah, no surprise that ends in S. Oh, braces. Yes. To support something, you might brace it, and a brace of pheasant, I think, is two pheasants. All right, here's our pack. Let me pause and think about that. All right, I ran through the alphabet. I got to J. I wasn't going to spend a lot of time on it, but I then thought of a jamboree. And so pack is jam, carried is bore, and drug is E. All right, so bore, or carried was actually a charade synonym word, not a word placement word. All right, that ended up going quite quickly, despite a very mixed start, but I still have to get my nail. Is there some word like a chad or a... Yeah, let me pause again and run through the alphabet for the second letter. Well, the best I could do is a principle might be a law, and therefore a nail might be a claw. Now, I know there's a claw hammer, but I thought that was the shape on the other side for pulling out the nails. I may be wrong on that, but anyway, I think that could be it. Let me, ooh, I see we have a Z and a J. Did we have a Q? I don't remember. Don't remember one, but we have V, X. Yeah, we had, am I sure there isn't a Q? No, I'm not sure. Was there a theme? Again, I didn't see one. All right, let's go ahead and check all. Amazingly, everything is still there. All right, let's go over to 15 squared. All right, the blog is by SC Chua. Okay, heaven. Oh, a march is a parade, and is found inside parade. Ah, simple as that. I think I got everything else until we get to the downs. Just checking these are crosses. Looks like everything was very... Yeah, I really thought that was, if not Quiptic, at least Monday level. Let me know what you think. Yeah, 24, a curved... Oh, of course, not a nail that a carpenter would use, but a bird's nail might be a claw, of course. Pleasant stroll, looking for a pangram, but no Q. There we go. I thought it must be Monday with a bonus double helping of jam. Monday again already? Ooh. Oh yeah, Carpathian does do the Quiptic a lot. IO in the Financial Times for those in need of a stiffer challenge. I know Thomas is a big fan of the Financial Times crossword. I don't do it, but maybe I will do it today. Not happy with you and I for us. Ooh, all right. I think that's nitpicking a little bit. Anyway, ooh, remind me of Vlad's Crow. Yes, I remember that one. All right. Well, no, yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about that, except it was very straightforward and I did enjoy that. Anyway, thanks as always for watching and have a great day.